Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been following the Steelers closely, you know that every season brings new surprises, new hopes, and a lot of questions. But the 2025 season, it might be shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, especially when you look at how the roster is evolving and the potential breakout stories that could emerge. And today, I want to talk about a dark horse, someone who might just surprise us all and carve out a significant role on this team. His name is Brandon Johnson. Yeah, you heard that right. Brandon Johnson, a name that's not yet on everyone's lips but one that could shift the dynamics in the Steelers' wide receiver core. Let's start by painting a picture of who Brandon Johnson is. The guy's only 23 years old, but he's already been around the block in the NFL, even if his tenure so far has been more about flashes than full-blown stardom. Over the past 3 seasons, he's appeared in 23 regular season games, and that's no small feat for a player trying to make his mark. He's got a solid size at 6'2" and around 195 pounds, giving him a good physical presence on the field. Johnson's journey to the NFL wasn't an easy one. He played 5 seasons at the University of Tennessee from 2016 to 2020, and then he transferred to UCF for his final college year. It was there that he really shined, setting career highs with 38 catches, 565 yards receiving, and most notably, 11 touchdowns. That's not just a good stat line, that's a sign of a player with a nose for the end zone and an ability to make plays in key moments. After college, Brandon signed as an undrafted free agent with the Denver Broncos. Now, being undrafted isn't easy, but he quickly made some noise during training camp, catching attention with his athleticism and route running. His preseason debut saw him haul in 4 catches for 64 yards, a solid performance that made Broncos fans and analysts take notice. But as we all know, the NFL can be a cruel game. An ankle injury at the end of preseason derailed his chances of making Denver's initial 53-man roster. Injuries are part of the game, but they don't define a player's talent or potential. Once he recovered, Johnson joined Denver's practice squad and eventually got called up, making the active roster for 7 of the last 8 games in his rookie season. That's an impressive feat for a guy fighting to earn his spot. In 2022, with Russell Wilson now leading the Broncos' offense, Johnson was able to get some meaningful opportunities. He finished the season with 6 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown, showing his ability to contribute in a limited role. The next year, still catching passes from Wilson, Johnson's production improved, 13 games, 19 receptions, 284 yards, averaging nearly 15 yards per reception, and again, he found the end zone 4 times. That kind of production, especially in a limited role, indicates a player with a lot of potential, someone who can stretch the field and create mismatches. But then, things got interesting. Going into the 2024 season, Johnson didn't make Denver's initial 53-man roster, which was a bit of a surprise considering his previous performances. The Steelers, always on the lookout for emerging talent, quickly scooped him up and added him to their practice squad. Last season, he spent all his time there, waiting for his chance. And when that chance came in October of this year, he did make some noise. Elevated to the active roster for 3 games, he caught a 9-yard pass among the 19 snaps he played on offense. Nothing earth-shattering yet, but enough to keep the Steelers' coaching staff intrigued. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for Steelers fans. The team is in a bit of a transitional phase at wide receiver. After trading George Pickens in May, the Steelers are looking for someone to step up and fill that void. Sure, they have some veterans like Robert Woods and rookies like Calvin Austin III, who are expected to make the team, but there's still a need for depth and potential breakout players. Brandon Johnson, despite being a long shot for the WR1 or WR2 spot, has shown enough in practice and limited game action to keep his name in the mix. The coaching staff clearly sees something in him, and with a little more development, he could become a real dark horse candidate for a significant role. The key for Johnson now is consistency and special teams play. That's often how undrafted or fringe players stick around in the NFL. If he can show that he's a reliable target, not just as a receiver, but also on coverage units, his chances of making the roster rise considerably. Remember, the Steelers value versatility and special teams impact just as much as talent at the receiver position. If Brandon can contribute there, he might just carve out a role larger than most expect. And with the Steelers possibly exploring outside veteran help, maybe another seasoned receiver to complement the current group, the competition will get even more intense. But don't count him out just yet. The current roster situation is quite fascinating. After the trade of George Pickens, the Steelers are now banking on their younger receivers to step up. Calvin Austin III, who has shown flashes of brilliance, is expected to be a primary deep threat. Robert Woods, with his veteran savvy, will be a reliable target in clutch moments. Roman Wilson, another rookie, has also been making waves in practice. But the real wild card here is Brandon Johnson. If he continues to impress in training camp and preseason, especially on special teams, he might just surprise everyone and make the team. It's the kind of story that every Steelers fan loves, an underdog fighting against the odds to carve out his spot in Pittsburgh's storied history. And let's not forget the historical context. The Steelers have always been a team that values grit, resilience, and finding diamonds in the rough. Players like Hines Ward, Antonio Brown, and even more recently, Juju Smith-Schuster, came from unheralded backgrounds and became crucial pieces of the puzzle. Brandon Johnson could be that kind of player, someone who's overlooked but with the right opportunity and a little bit of luck, could become a fan favorite and an essential part of the team's offense. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, the expectations are high but realistic. The Steelers are still in a rebuilding phase at certain positions, but their defense remains a strength, anchored by players like T.J. Watt, who's arguably the best linebacker in the league when healthy. Offensively, the team wants to see improvement from Kenny Pickett, who had a promising rookie campaign and now needs to take that next step as a true franchise quarterback. The offensive line, after some adjustments, is expected to be more cohesive, giving Pickett more time to operate and find his receivers. In this context, Brandon Johnson's potential role as a reliable stretch-the-field receiver or a key special teams contributor could be the difference in tight games or close playoff pushes. And for the fans, what's exciting about this story is that it's still very much in the making. We're talking about a player who's young, hungry, and has shown flashes of brilliance. His journey is a testament to the grit and resilience that define the Steelers' culture. We've seen countless stories of players who were once considered longshots, but went on to become legends in Pittsburgh. Johnson's path might be similar if he continues to work hard, stay healthy, and seize the opportunities when they come. The coaching staff's trust in him, evidenced by keeping him on the roster and giving him game reps, speaks volumes about their belief in his potential. Now, for all the Steelers fans out there, it's crucial to keep an eye on how training camp unfolds. The battles for roster spots are fierce, and every snap counts. Brandon Johnson's story is still being written, and it's up to him to turn those flashes into consistency. But one thing is certain, the Steelers are a team that always finds a way to surprise us. Whether it's a late-round draft pick making a splash or an undrafted player earning a key role, Pittsburgh's culture of resilience and determination is alive and well. Looking at the bigger picture, the AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in the league. The Ravens, Bengals, and Browns are all making moves, and every game within that division feels like a playoff battle. For the Steelers to rise to the top again, they'll need every piece to fall into place. That includes developing players like Brandon Johnson. If he can step up and earn his spot, he could be the kind of secret weapon that helps Pittsburgh secure another playoff run, and who knows, maybe even push for another Super Bowl appearance. As we get closer to the season, the anticipation builds. Training camp will be the testing ground for all these storylines. Who's stepping up, who's falling behind, and who's ready to make a statement. Brandon Johnson's name is one you'll want to remember, because if he continues on this trajectory, he might just be the player that surprises us all and becomes a crucial part of the Steelers' 2025 success story. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Brandon Johnson? Do you see him as a potential breakout star, or do you think the roster spots will go to more veteran players? Drop Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, deeper dives into training camp battles, roster moves, and all the latest Steelers news. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep that Steelers spirit alive as we gear up for what promises to be an exciting season ahead.